You are now tuned into another episode of What's the 411 TV. I am your host, Rita, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Kizzy Cox. We are here at the Riverside Church, remembering and honoring the life and legacy of Ruby Dee. We spoke to a number of her family and friends and fans, and let me tell you, Kizzy, there was gratitude and a strong sense of love in the air. She will be greatly missed, and her legacy will live on through all of us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with the number of the people that I spoke to, they spoke so much about her grace, about her activism, and how much that inspired them. We even spoke to one person who talked about the relationship she had with her husband, Ossie Davis, which lasted decades, and how that was an inspiration to them. And I think what was really moving for me was when her grandchildren stood up and shared some of their favorite memories of their grandmother. So you guys really tune in, check it out, and see what we saw.
Stay tuned.
So how did you know the late Ruby Dee?
Well, I knew her as well as Ossie Davis through my mother, Jean Taylor, who was an actress and a performer, and she knew them for years and years. So that's how I became acquainted with them, and it just so happens I know her niece very well, Gail, so for over 30 years, in fact.
What was your relationship with Ruby Dee?
We're really neighbors in New Rochelle. Our children went through elementary, junior high, and also high school together.
Well, I was in Raisin, not Raisin the Sun, but Raisin the musical, and she and Ossie Davis came and visited us a couple of times, so that's how I met her. And they were a wonderful couple. Both of them were really wonderful people.
Well, I'm an actor, stage manager, director, and I grew up in theater. I have grown up in theater. And so my relationship with Miss Dee has always been like 6 degrees of knowing someone who knows Miss Dee. And you just feel like she's like your mother, your sister, your friend, and your mentor, and someone who's paved the way. Well, that's the way I feel. Someone who's paved the way for me just to be here talking with you today and to honor her and to honor myself.
What has been the effect of her legacy on your life personally?
To never give up, to follow your dream, and to be the best you can. Always put your best foot forward.
I would say the thing that impressed me most, because of course they were wonderful performers and talented, was their relationship. It's hard in this business to have a relationship that is so long lasting and sustaining. So that was very impressive and always resonated with me.
What are you going to miss most about her?
I believe just her intellect, just being able to speak her mind, give her thoughts, and in such a creative way.
She and Ossie never turned us down in New Rochelle. Whenever there was a function, they were a part of it. They were always an intricate part of the New Rochelle community. They didn't just live there as a bedroom. They truly lived in our community, and we certainly missed the two of them.
She was such a outstanding activist and actress and just wonderful woman. And she gave back to the world, and she contributed to the world in her entire life to make the world a better place.
How has she impacted your life?
Oh God, she's impacted my life in so many ways of just being courageous in my art, courageous as a friend, courageous as a father, courageous as a man. When you see other people being courageous in their lives, it tends to make you want to be courageous.
As you mourn her loss and reflect upon her extraordinary life.
Even in the face of racism and prejudice, her talent could never, ever be denied.
I think she must have been born feet first, must have slipped out of the darkness of her mother's womb into the light of her eyes, running on a fast track.
My grandmother was a stickler for projecting. She didn't want you to get out there and
I wanted to get up here and be all deep and profound and everything, but I figured I'd leave that to the professionals that do that. And the other thing is that all I could think about when I was thinking to do that is how antsy she would get, or how she was always going to tell us when folks got too long-winded, you know what I mean? She was ready to go. So I wanted to do that now. There was indeed a special kind of honesty that came along with my grandmother. We'd be at a play or some function, and she'd secretly be telling us everything that she saw on the way.
When I first met Miss Ruby D, I thought, wow, how lucky am I? This pretty little lady gonna be my mama? She could be my girlfriend.
But Alex today, my man, you blew my cover. Beat my whole cover and rocked my boat. How can I say I'm 49 years old when you say I've been married for 51 years?
Well, I got a chance to look at Mr. Ozzie Davis for the first time during rehearsals for the Broadway show Jazz. I started out as an understudy for the role of Lynn, Ozzy's love interest. Mr. William Marshall, the understudy for Ozzy, was tall and regal-looking man, actor, quite a sense of humor. Well, from time to time, we would sit together during rehearsal and talk about Ozzy. We agreed that, surprisingly, he was good at it. But he was probably hot though, because he looked like a country bumpkin.
Some of the heroes grab my coattail and help me keep things in perspective. One of my favorite heroes is Mother Goose. We collaborate